Hello and welcome to World in 5. Zimbabwe's Department of Civil Protection has embarked on an exercise to capture data of people living with disabilities. Speaking during a ZTN program to mark the International Day for Disaster Reduction yesterday, Acting Director Response and Coordination in the department, Lamek Betera, said after Cyclone Idai hit Zimbabwe in 2019, it was clear that such a database is crucial when responding to disasters, especially for vulnerable groups. Yesterday, President Emmerson Mnangagwa launched the National Disability Expo, where he promised a special window for people with disabilities to facilitate land, houses and agricultural inputs for them.
We are working together with all stakeholders to mention ZRBF. There's this center, a monitor, where we need a lot of data, of which we didn't have before. We need databases in order to be able to implement fully the center framework. I was happy we were talking about people with disabilities. We learned quite a lot from Cyclone Idai, when we did our lessons learned seminar, where we also involved people with disabilities. They said, you are leaving us behind.
The United Kingdom government has said fully vaccinated Zimbabweans who travel to the United Kingdom will still be required to quarantine. This is despite Zimbabwe having been removed from the UK's COVID-19 red list. Under the UK's latest regulations, only travellers who have received its approved vaccines will be exempt from quarantine. A list of UK-approved vaccines that was published recently does not include vaccines that are being administered in Zimbabwe. The UK Foreign Office said travellers with any other vaccine are expected to undergo mandatory quarantine. Zimbabwe is administering Covaxin, Sinovac and Sputnik V vaccines, which are approved by the World Health Organization but not recognized by the UK government. Press officer in the Department for Transport, Joseph Brooks, spoke to ZTN News.
If they haven't been vaccinated with an approved vaccine, then they will have to do the normal quarantine rules. So they'll have to self-isolate for 10 days and have a test on day 2 and day 8. So they can still get access. Yeah, they would have to do the normal quarantine rules.
Chief Coordinator of the COVID-19 response, Dr. Agnes Mahomva, says government will consult on the way forward.
We'll look into it. Glad for that update from you. We are meeting as usual every week, and you'll hear from us through the post-cabinet briefings that you are provided once these issues are discussed.
5 million Zimbabweans are food insecure. This was revealed by the World Food Programme Country Director FRANCESCA during World Food Day celebrations in Harare earlier on today.
We know that despite the good harvest in Zimbabwe this year and the positive forecast for the upcoming season, there are still over 5 million people in the country, in rural and in urban areas, who will not have enough to eat. Many of these people were vulnerable before the pandemic and will continue to be pushed deeper into poverty if we are unable to act with purpose and in a timely manner.
Food and Agriculture Organization Sub-Regional Coordinator for Southern Africa, Patrice Tyler, added that world food systems, which were already fragile before COVID-19, were further weakened by the pandemic. This, she says, makes achieving the zero hunger target by 2030 a tall order.
Well before the COVID-19 pandemic, we were not on track to meet our commitment to end hunger and malnutrition in all its form by 2030. Now the pandemic has made this significantly more challenging. From the disruption of agri-food systems and a global economic recession to an increase in food insecurity and inequality, the pandemic has exposed the fragility of our societies, but it has also shown how people can come together toward a common goal.
Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development Deputy Minister Douglas KARORO said the country's food and nutrition security was severely affected by COVID-19. He, however, noted that the Pfumvudza farming model has improved the nation's average yield per hectare.
The COVID-19 pandemic has severely threatened an already critical and fragile Zimbabwe food and nutrition security situation, arising mainly from the consecutive years of drought which continue piling pressure on the country's macroeconomic conditions. In response, our ministry has embarked on numerous interventions to try and rehabilitate the agricultural infrastructure in order to optimize agricultural productivity and to ensure food and nutrition security.
A man who confessed to killing more than 10 children in Kenya has escaped from police cells in Nairobi. Maston Wanjala was due to appear in court on Wednesday over the murders of at least 14 boys in the capital and areas of eastern and western Kenya. He was being detained during police investigations into the series of child killings that shocked the nation. 3 police officers who were on duty at the time of his escape have been arrested. And that's all we had for you on World in 5. Diplomatic Passport is coming up shortly. Stay with us.